Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, The Rising Tide. This is episode 45. Last time, we completed our babysitting job, and Walias has been put to bed, and Leviathan's rage has been quelled. It was a very, very enjoyable boss fight, and very challenging at particular moments, but all the more a satisfying victory. We now find ourselves with more to do. We have side quests in Mysidia, and we will start with Fanat, as I assume we will get an update on our tonberry situation, and then we'll check out the others too.
I think I might have found a way to break Talor's curse.
Go on.
Well, after listening to the village elders and scouring every likely-looking tome in the library, I learned that not all tonberries are the same little green menaces we know and loathe. Apparently, a chosen few live to incredible ages and grow to many times the size of their counterparts. The folktales hold that it's the very eldest of these, the tonberry kings, who weave the curses, and that their magics bind their victims to them, that they might continue to feed on their pain.
So if we slay the one that cast the curse, the feeding will cease.
But that was my thinking, yes. Though I doubt it'll be easy. These kings are not just bigger, they're stronger too. And if the tales are true, their followers will defend them to the death. It is a perilous proposition, in short. But it may also be Talor's only hope. What say you?
The Tonberry King. Very cool. Not only does the DLC add tonberries, but it gives us the king itself. This is great, because we've gotten, what was it, the Master Tonberry as well. So we've been treated to different tonberries.
I'll do it. Even if killing this king doesn't break the curse, Mysidia will be a safer place for its removal.
Thank you.
So then, where will I find it?
That, alas, I do not know. It must have woven the curse at the altar in Father's Fell, but as to where it is now...
Fanat! You were the one asking about tonberries, right? Because there's a whole bloody army of them out on the cloak!
What? But why would they stray so far? And why now?
There's only one way to find out. I'll head up the mountain and see what's going on.
Right. Thank you. And please, be careful.
Reign of Pain. Alright. Tonberry Army. Wonderful. Let's see what the others want from us before we push out, so we can multitask.
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive? Only I was wondering if you might help me with something else.
Don't tell me. Another unruly dominant.
Not quite, but a dangerous foe nonetheless. It promises to be quite a hunt. Care to join me?
It's a hunt. Last licks, alright?
All right. Tell me about our quarry.
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Givra. Normally, we leave such animals well alone, and for good reason. But I have an even better reason to want its tongue.
Its tongue.
If you'll permit me, tributary, I can explain.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since me sister gave birth to her first child, yet she still isn't back on her feet. We've tried everything to restore her spirits, physics and nostrums, the laying on of hands and of leeches, but all to no avail. The healers tell me there's only one hope left. A broth as potent as its ingredients are perilous to procure.
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way. There's her baby to think of, and Walias, too. She'd agreed to be his wet nurse, you see.
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage of skill, but this task calls for more than that. And it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either. The Givra is as wary a foe as it is a deadly one. 2 hunters might catch it unawares, but any more than that, and it would pick up our scent a league away.
Then it is decided. The 2 of you will go, while Jill and I occupy ourselves here.
Perhaps we might help prepare the broth. That would be most kind of you.
Come then, Clive. The river of time flows fast, and so must we. There's a Givra that has claimed the ruins at the foot of the mountain as its hunting ground. But as I say, they are wary creatures. We'll need suitable bait to draw it out. The flesh of a forest ibex should suffice.
To the forest, then.
Okay, the Givra. An interesting beastie, indeed. You've got my curiosity.
There's nothing
all
a
right?
Givra loves more than a fat haunch of ibex.
There speaks the voice of experience. Do you hunt often?
Since I was a girl, my father would take me. Then after he returned to the sea, Yamila's father. Our families have always been close. Even if her sister wasn't Walias's wet nurse, I couldn't stand by and watch her suffer.
So, by accepting this side quest, I have eliminated Joshua and Jill from my party. So we'll probably prioritize last licks first, but we'll still gather the rest of them.
My lord, might I have a moment of your time? I would beg of you a service.
Certainly. What is it?
It's a long story. But before we get to that, would I be right in thinking Lady Shula told you about the witch from the north?
Yes. She said that your ancestors found her here, and that it was she who taught them the spell to stop time. She was like Walias, you know. A dominant. The Warden of Ice.
My great-grandmother suspected as much. She cared for the poor woman when the end was near. And it was she whose duty it became to attend her grave. A duty that was passed down to me.
I see. And the service you would beg of me?
Well, until recently, the path to the grave had long been blocked by a fallen tree. But when our woodsmen finally found time to move it, we quickly realised it might have been better had they not. On trying to clear the rest of the path, you see, we discovered that a flock of bloodthirsty beasts had claimed the cliffs beyond. None of us was a match for them. But you, my lord, have proven your strength many times over. Would you drive them away for us?
Beyond the grave.
Of course. I'll see the path is made safe.
Thank you, my lord. The grave is in a place called Witch Drop. To reach it, one must turn left at the Winged Wains, then follow the path around to the right, deep into the forest.
Why so far from Haven?
It was where she lived. When our ancestors first came to Mysidia, they found her there, in an old abandoned village, and it was her heartfelt wish to return there in death. So when she passed away, my great-grandmother had a stone erected for her on the cliffs overlooking the place she once called home.
How thoughtful. Well then, no time like the present. Left at the ships, then round to the right, you said.
Just so. Thank you once again, my lord. I will join you at the grave anon.
And now we will grab this fourth and maybe final quest.
And then I dreamed I saw them.
One dream in Dewdrop, we all saw it.
A Leviathan tsunami.
I heard the tributary can fell an ibex from 100.
Hey, mister, over here! Please, mister, you've got to help us. The village is in danger, and if someone doesn't do something... you should have seen it.
Stop. Take a deep breath and tell me everything. Starting with your name.
Sorry,
My name's Eirik. When you went up to the Erev was with Miss Shula, I followed you.
You could have been killed.
Lady Shula told us you lot were great warriors, so I thought I'd be alright if I stayed close like. But then I lost track of you in the woods, and that's when I saw it.
Saw what?
A great, big, dripping, drooling monster. Spitting out great spouts of water it was, that were tearing up the ground and cutting down trees.
Spouts of water? I don't recall seeing anything like that in the forest.
Well, I did, and I don't ever want to see it again. You'll get rid of it, won't you?
See you again.
All right. If this creature is as terrible as you claim, it could well pose a threat to the village. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, mister. It was over by the Swift one that I saw it. Maybe it's still there.
Then that's where I'll start my search. But this time, you're going to stay here. Understood?
I wouldn't go through those gates for 1,000 gil. Not with that thing out there. Good luck, though.
Alright, we have our to-do list. I like to collect them all before we venture out. And then we've got 3 up this way, 1 down this way, so Reign of Pain. We will go and do Last Licks first. So we'll go this direction. I put my marker in a tree, apparently. Here's our ibex. Slay the enemies! Or just like... just tsunami them! Why isn't it playing my incredible victory theme for killing some ibex, dude? I went hunting. Play me my music. Prime into a freet. Go full on.
Return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent.
Local weed. Alright. We may keep pushing through in the same direction.
There should be a sprig or 2 of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist.
So I've been asked to do weirder things.
Oh, you could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Givra from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
Oh, I feel so much better.
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Givra choosing the ruins for its hunting ground, it's that there's plenty of fresh water nearby.
Okay, we push on. Make for the temple ruins. I'm covered in weed. And I'm ready to go hunting. Should try and build up my Tetskin. I don't think Mega Flare lasts between fights.
Where should we lay the bait?
Gavers are creatures of habit. Look for some sign if it's passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
Yeah. So we've got 4 places to place it.
Marking its territory.
Something was. A curl, maybe.
Okay, we got a flan over there. This looks good.
A fresh kill.
But not a Givras. The wounds are too clean, too small.
Okay. Guess I'll die. Jumping for joy, because this is the one.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
And not just any claws. These belong to a Givra. There's no mistaking them. We'll lay the bait here.
We have successfully avoided a fight with a flan.
Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Givras are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an icon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the moats of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fibre of his being. And I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming.
Oh, nasty looking thing.
Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to. but it escaped.
Very similar moveset that we've seen before.
Nice try.
Oh, I successfully dodged all 3 of those if you close your eyes. Alright, there we go. Okay. Off to a very good start. Alright. Now that we've got the Mega Flare focus out of the way, we get to fighting.
Too slow. Nice try.
Oh, dude. Survived with nothing. God damn it. It's almost. There you go, just melt that health. I may have overcooked our hunt there. The dragon talon, upon close inspection of a lesser dragon's foot. One may observe that the middle talon is considerably longer than the rest. This extended appendage is used to puncture the fleshy parts of the creature's prey, causing severe blood loss and weakening them for the kill.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing, the river of life has calmed. O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open ocean. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate once more.
Skinning noises intensifies.
Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Yamila before it spoils.
The Givra tongue. Alright. My Lionheart tonic still putting in work. We'll travel back. Why not? Because that way I get my party back.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed as planned?
It did. Here. 1 Givra tongue. As promised.
For centuries, people of the north have brewed teas made with tongue of Givra to cure myriad ailments of both body and mind, much to the chagrin of the region's. Every time you ever see this word so many times that I actually say it and then I forget how it's said the next time? Givras, who rarely survive the removal process. Sometimes you see a word so many times you're like, this isn't even a word. How do I say it? Givra tongue.
Oh, Thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, tributary.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask.
No. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return but my gratitude.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well, you know.
Thank you. Truly.
Yes, you have a child to look out for now. It's your great-grandfather's child? Very strange. Enhances Odin's iconic feat, the Arm of Darkness, increasing Zantetsuken's area of effect while allowing for execution of the ability at any time, regardless of recovery status. Okay. Increasing the area of effect, and you can execute the ability at any time. Imagine if it was like, it's always at level 5. Oh, and more side quests are actually appearing after finishing others. Interesting to know. In that case, we will complete this round of quests.
It is good to have them back.
And then we will check in with any other side quests that will appear after. Let's go have a look at these tonberries. Green of Pain. Hello.
Founder, they're almost at the gate, but they won't be coming any closer.
Collateral Diamond. Got the humiliation. The humiliation of the tonberries, man. Just exposing their bodies to the world. Whiz spins away.
That should buy Haven some time at least.
Clive, are you all right?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Talor, he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
What? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tonberry King may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. And I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Talor. I'm going up.
My thanks. I shall pray for both of you.
Alrighty. Up we go. Search for the tonberry king on the cloak. We're gonna have more tonberries on the way the whole time. Yeah.
More of them. Come on then. I crave an audience with your king. It's over. Stay down.
We're not alone.
I guess you could do all these side quests if you wanted to with just Shula, because the party would change.
They don't look very regal.
But I don't know if there's any party-specific dialogue to come out of different arrangements anyway.
It's over.
I'm expecting that we'll probably end up encountering some master tonberries maybe before we get to the king. They're like stomping on them and kicking them. Oh my god. It's too much. We slay your armies, tonberry king.
Still no sign of the king. Could Fanad have been wrong?
I mean, I would say the increase in tonberry activity would, you know...
There's dozens of them. The king must be close. Oh, that's a lot of tonberries. To me, flames!
Realize I probably should have done this on that whole group before tsunamiing all of them, so I could have this ready. But it looks like we'll get to 5 anyway, so that's fine. Enemy slain.
Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
Ooh, okay. New area. Hidden cave. I wonder if he's huge. I'm very curious. Oh, he's huge.
I'll be damned.
And he's got the crown. Yes. Very good. There he be. Oh.
Sorry,
Okay. Okay.
Rain ends here.
Oh, dude. Alright, he's phasing. Okay. Incredible. Oh no! I pressed the wrong button. I'm awful. No! I pressed the wrong button, but that's fine. We can recover. I was okay. Getting stabbed in the middle of the dodge. Okay, tonberry king. We get it, man. Alright, there we go. Now just cancel that instead of accidentally activating it. Oh, I understand what I've got to do here, actually. Okay, I see. They just disappear after the stab. Oh, I keep getting my dodge timing wrong, though, which is the best part. God, I can't even see him. I can't even see him. God damn it. You remember that there's a stab and then there's the knife. There you go. Oh. Yes, Clive, I feel your pain. Oh my god. Why can't I get it, man? Come on. There we go. Oh god. I like tunnel vision too hard on trying to get my shit sorted. There we go. D-Soul. Alright. Okay. Slain. I find it funny. It's like I like over prepare when I'm like I need to get my my mega flare, and then I just end up suffering so much more damage than I usually would just trying to do it. Like every time the shadow tonberries were running, I'm trying to dodge them while they're running, but yeah, like they stop for a second and then they stab, and that's the moment. We did it, however. The Notch Tang, for a tonberry, a creature driven by its pure, unadulterated hate for those who have slain his brethren, a sharp blade is ultimately a gauge of his commitment. The more honed its edge, the more honed the killer's intent. So we need a few more, I believe, because this is to make the tonberry knife weapon, but also the accessories, or not the accessories rather, but the armor. So I might have to do the fight again. There you go.
It's done.
It's done.
Which means the curse should be broken. Let's see how Talor's doing.
I love just the pure, out of breath, just... Oh boy, alright, should be done now. Travel back. Time to restock.
Clive! Is it done then?
It is. I was going to ask if there had been any change in Talor's condition, but judging by that smile on your face, I think I already know the answer.
You do? Talor! He's back!
Thank you, my lord. I can never repay you for everything you've done for me. I owe you my life.
I'm just glad the curse is lifted. There is one thing I'd like to know, though. If you don't mind my asking.
Why would you do that?
What made you seek the tonberry's help in the first place?
Oh, that, well, you deserve to know. It was years ago now, back in my trading days. The Sons of Greek arrested me in Oriflamme, chained me up in a lightless cell with a great sword hung over my head, ready to fall if I didn't confess. Though they never said to what. I didn't, of course. So eventually they just let me go. And I never told a soul. Tried to forget it ever happened. But then you came along and the sight of your sword brought it all flooding back. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't hardly breathe, and I thought that if I gave my old chain to the tonberries, maybe they could take all that pain away. All that anger. But it only made it worse.
Oriflamme has fallen. And the men who tortured you likely fell with it.
If only I'd known, I might have spared everyone a lot of trouble. I'd convinced myself that you were like them, that all outsiders were the same, but you're not. Far from it. Thank you, son. Thank you.
and Talor lives to see another day.
Clive, there's something I need to tell you. After we parted ways on the path to the cloak, I went straight back to Talor and explained to him what you were doing on his behalf. And just like that, his pain began to fade.
What do you mean? Just like that? The Tonberry King would have still been alive. I had to contend with dozens of his minions before I found him.
Then perhaps one of them warned him of your coming and he broke off his ritual. Or perhaps knowing that an outsider was fighting for him was what lifted the weight from Talor's heart. I know from experience that many illnesses are not wholly physical, but of the spirit, at least in part.
Was there ever really a curse then? Or was Talor simply suffering from the pain of his memories and the guilt of what he'd done? For all the difference it makes. I suppose we'll never know.
Maybe not. But this much I do know. It was your strength and your selflessness that healed his heart in the end.
I'll be sure to tell my healer friend when I get home.
That's the thing, it's like, I suppose we'll never know. Was it all in his head, or was it genuine? We got the Orichalcum as a reward. So we have a chat with our fella here. The Tonberry knife, an aqueous membrane, and another fool's gold required. However, Notch Tang is required with some illudium on the belt, as well as... Oh, okay, it's an aqueous membrane for this one. So you need... Yeah, you'll still need to... Oh no, hang on, it's only one Notch Tang for this one. You don't have to fight anything another time. Okay, cool. That means we should be able to get the two of the aqueous membranes. And then we just need illudium and fool's gold.
A good tide to you.
Okay, not a new side quest opening up after the Water of Life. We'll travel to the obelisk and do Lost in the Woods.
Is that the hunter?
It's you. Nasef's savior.
Are you all right? What happened?
I was tracking an ibex when a great spout of water struck me square in the back. Sent me flying all the way across the clearing.
Did you see what made it?
No. All I heard was a noise. An ear-splitting din.
No.
Might this be the culprit? Leave him to us.
Alright. Stay within your bounds this time. I forgot to stock up on all of my stuff. Watch this not be the culprit. It's like, we just slain an innocent Adamantus. It's like, no, that was just a random beast that's just wandered in here. It just got eviscerated.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's
Hardly a threat to the village, but you can't blame the boy for being scared.
You made that look a lot easier than it was.
Do you think that was the beast which attacked you?
That thing? Not a chance. Would have heard it coming a league away. And the blast of water that hit me was beyond anything an Archelon can manage.
Oh. A boy from the village sent me in search of a beast that could conjure such things, but...
Further down.
That's it. That's the noise I heard. Sounded like it came from the ruins.
I'll go. You head back to Haven and see a healer.
I was like, I'll hold on to my Zentetskin just in case. Okay, while he goes to see a healer, I'm also going to remind myself that I also need to replenish my wares. Alright, what are we looking for? We got a bunch of dead crabs. Oh, and a dead Adamantus. That means it's serious.
What do we have here?
And there's a little fallen chest over here, actually. Let me grab that real quick. Reflection of light for the wings of light. Okay. Yeah. Loading times for this menu. Both the speed which Mega Flare fills and extending the input window for the dodge. Very nice. I can never justify freeing up a whole accessory slot for enhancing one ability. Oh, I can hear one of those items nearby. It was making that water drop noise.
Something's been busy. Whatever this creature is, it's out for blood. But it's not having ours. Stay close, Torgal.
I can hear the water drop. There you are. Which means I missed one near that flan earlier, sadly. I'll have to go back for it. Okay. Thalios. It was one of these thingies.
Another fragment of Wallius's rage. I should have known. Time to put you to bed too.
Oh, that's cool. It makes many of them.
Well done, Torgal.
Nice try.
I really didn't need to do this, but we're doing it anyway, apparently. I realized I already had it built up. Oh, I was really hoping that that Mega Flare would... There we go. Thought I could dodge it, and I failed. There we go. Alright. Whee! Take that. And take that. And then... take that. And then take this. And then take this. And then take this. And then take this. How dare you live? Sea Storm, okay. Yep. Woo! Get me out of this fucking... yeah, like, get me out of there. There you go. I was like, I'll dodge some, but get me the hell out of there. I was like, I'm just gonna blast you out of here. There's our two aqueous membranes. Whereas most wings, when removed from the body of their respective owners, tend to grow hard and leathery over the course of a few days, the feather-light wings of Thalios appear to indefinitely retain an inexplicable, almost frightening amount of moisture. Always wet.
Fingers crossed that's the last of them. Either way, I should let Eirik know the danger is past. For now, at least.
Okay, so now it's Fool's Gold and Illudium that we need. And I expect that we will get them in a couple of side quests. So which drop is where we're going? We won't return to Eirik right yet. Right at this very moment in time, and busy. Birds.
Here's our welcoming party.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I'm getting there. Come on, birds. Overkill the birds. Oh, hang on. Hello. It wasn't overkill at all. We were just preparing. Woo. Angry grips. Goddamn. Enemies slain. Honestly, we are feeding that village for months to come. We're like, just cure that meat and you are good. You are good. We are helping them feast.
Looks
We've
like
become
that's
the
the last
village
of them.
hunter.
Now, where's the grave?
Yeah, go and do this little thing for us if you don't mind. And then they're like, haha, he's gonna go and kill a lot of food. Alright, we got another one of these stones. Like there's one that's in the village too. Different marking on this one.
This must be it.
My lord, thank you for making the path safe again.
XVI. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived, fled or dead in the Western Wars.
All except XVI, who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself. Some years after XVI's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate. She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for XVII, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? XVI's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit? What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare? Perhaps his spirit too became enravelled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was XVI's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
Nice, that's a very touching one. Get a silver padding, what a reward.
Thank you, my lord, for reuniting them.
Nice. Alright, and now we head back to the village. So, not a new side quest. Every time we finish one, there's just this one. Which I think is still with Shula by the looks of it, so...
I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused.
How many times do we have to tell you? You're not to go out into the woods alone.
But I wasn't alone. You're back!
So? Did you find the fiend that attacked me and young Eirik here?
I did. It won't be troubling you anymore.
Yes! I knew you'd get it.
Only because you warned me of its existence. Not that you should ever have learned of its existence, but all's well that ends well, I suppose.
What was it, anyway?
A manifestation of Leviathan's power. When we visited Wallius in the Surge, he was angry and afraid. The Icon summoned these creatures for his protection. Though why one would be wandering the ruins of Riversmeet, I don't know.
Maybe it was looking for his mum. That's where she died, isn't it? The Falls.
The Falls?
Aye. When they took her baby, she threw herself off the top. We go there once a year to pay our respects. The whole village.
An Eggy is a part of its master's spirit, but Wallius wouldn't have been aware of what had happened to his mother, would he?
Well, either way, you did us a favor putting that thing to rest. Us and Wallius. Thank you.
Aye. Thanks, mister.
There's our other Orichalcum. The end can wait. What's this specifically? Oh, 10 Mysidian quests. I was like, surely it's not like complete all side quests, because I'm looking right at one. So this one is the Water of Life. Is that a Dune reference? We're about to get some worm piss.
No, it has to be him.
What has to be who? If you, don't mind my asking.
It's not your asking, I mind. It's my explaining. But I don't see any other way around it. You see, when a baby is born here, we hold a ceremony to welcome them. The rite of immersion, we call it. But I don't know whether Wallius was ever afforded that courtesy. What is abundantly clear, though, is that my ancestors never welcomed him as one of us. And I want to change that. The problem is, the ceremony requires 3 ministrators, the baby's parents and a witness. As tributary, the role of witness would normally fall to me, but being Wallius's closest living relative, I must play the role of mother.
So you want me to serve as witness in your stead?
That's right. A witness must be a trusty guardian, ready to steer the child through the stormy waters of life and on to tranquility. Which is why I thought of you.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, Clive.
So, If you will serve as mother and I as witness, who will take on the father's role?
I have a younger brother. He should be making ready for the rite as we speak, though whether he is or not. Let me introduce you.
Please do. If he's anything like his sister, I'm sure we'll get on famously.
I'll bid him come to the Witten Hall. Will you wait for us there?
Gladly.
Adoptive sibling parents. Right on.
It is good to have him back.
Clive, my brother.
If it isn't my old mate Sid!
Oh,
You?
Oh.
So you do remember me, even stripped of my cunning disguise. I'm touched.
You two know.
Bruh. Like, the fact that we should have seen that coming because of the fact that Famiel's eyes are that blue color, but because it's in that separate DLC and it's been a while since we've played it, I even looked at a picture of his face when we read that letter in the hideaway. Oh my lord. I just love him being like, if he's anything like his sister, we will get along famously. Yeah.
Know each other.
My friends and I crossed paths with your brother on our hunt for the dusk crystals, during which we saved his life. 3 times, was it?
3, 4, who's counting? All I know is when Shula mentioned she'd called in Sid the Outlaw to help young Walyas, I could be sure that the little rascal was in safe hands. I mean, having seen you in action back at the tower, I know exactly what you're capable of.
So the mercenary you met in the Sage Spire, that was Clive. And he saved your life. That's a rather different story from the one you told me. And a far likelier one at that. It would appear my family owe you twice over. Whether they admit it or not. Honestly, Fammy, would it kill you to tell the truth once in a while?
What? I said sorry, didn't I? How about we save the, recriminations until after the ceremony, eh?
Speaking of which, what does this ceremony involve exactly?
It's simple, really. We each say a short prayer and anoint the child's head with holy water.
Nothing too onerous, then.
Not about the rite itself, no. But it does call for some preparation. One of the witness's responsibilities is to collect the holy water, you see. 3 phials for the 3 ministrators, each taken from a particular place. Don't worry, though. It's not as if you have to go alone. I can show you the way.
I'd appreciate that.
Famiel, you stay here and ready the Witten Hall.
Leave it to me.
If there's anything Jill and I can do to assist you.
We'd be glad to help.
Thank you both.
Alrighty.
All right then, let's get started, shall we? There are 3 types of holy water that we must collect. The water of the mountain, of the river, and of the sea. We take the water of the mountain from the spring atop Maiden's March. The water of the river from the course that flows through the ruins of Riversmeet. And the water of the sea from the shallows of Tailwind Bay. Here are the phials we'll be using in the ceremony. I'm ready to leave whenever you are.
3 empty vials, and we must we must travel a long way. Maiden's March would be good anyway because I gotta go get some aquamarine in this place. let's go get some of that water.
Beast rigging.
Oh, this monster actually has the aquamarine inside of it. I was supposed to take on this flan the whole time. Alright, there you go. Well, how about that?
Seems like it isn't only Haven's blacksmith that has an appetite for these things.
Okay. So the aquamarine was in the flan itself. I should have expected that.
Stay back! I'm warning you!
Someone's in trouble. Come on.
In trouble with a curl. Is it? It's gonna be like the two buddies.
Help! Help? What help? Nobody's coming to... Help?
We're here to help.
We're here to help. I was wondering if it was going to be Famiel's buddies.
I'll do more than that.
It's hard when I just can't even see. It's like I can't see where the attack is coming from sometimes. So much going on screen.
Now you're for it.
New enemies approach, okay. Just in time to get Zuntetskins, hopefully. Oh my god. I was hoping that dodge flash of steel would have been the final blow, because like the health bar was so weak. It was very close.
Is anyone hurt?
Oh, Sid! Thank all the clouds in the heavens you came. You saved us.
Yeah.
Again.
Famiel's friends.
Would you two care to explain what you're doing up here?
The chief sent us to fetch incense for the ceremony. So the Witten Hall smells nice. For the little Ben.
You mean to tell me you braved this den of deadly beasts for some tree sap?
You don't have to do everything he says, you know.
Or if you must, at least have the good sense to ask one of our hunters to accompany you.
We're sorry.
It's fine. Just go back to the village before you get yourselves into any more trouble.
Right you are. Oh, and thanks and that.
When my dog's ears shatter the sound barrier in the background.
Remind me to give my brother a cuff round the ear when we get back.
I know what it is about a dog shaking their body and flapping their ears that is
Right
so
then.
loud.
Let's collect this water, shall we? The rain that falls on the mountain emerges here, in these springs.
The source of the river. The source of life.
Precisely. Take care not to spill it.
Right. Let's save that for the ceremony.
Okay, water of the mountain. Now we get the water of the river's meat. Which foul beastie awaits us here?
We can collect the water of the river from here.
All right.
Okay. Any danger?
The water of the river represents life. It is constantly moving, constantly changing. And though its course may twist and turn or branch into 1,000 separate streams, it always flows in the same direction, from source to sea, beginning to end.
Like time. What of Wallius then? When your ancestors froze him, did they remove him from the River of Life?
They did. Like an ice-bound pool that didn't thaw for 80 summers. But now he's free to flow again, to live. And you and I shall flow with him, for we are all but drops of water in the great river of life.
I find that thought oddly reassuring.
Go on.
A drop of water might seem insignificant on its own, but as a part of a torrent, it can cleave a path through the hardest rock. It makes me believe we humans might just stand a chance.
I believe we might. Just one more fight.
Beautiful dialogue.
Nearly done.
And there was no danger this time. Incredible. Such a gorgeous location. We are so lucky to be able to experience a new location that we thought destroyed and, you know, decimated by the blight. And it's gorgeous. Oh, there's an aquamarine on this bastard. Come here, you. I've got a bone to pick. Shula getting knocked back. Didn't do the weird camera angle for my dodge this time, so I actually got to see more.
This path leads down to the coast. Usually we keep this gate shut tight, but since this is a special occasion...
Let me in.
Thank the tides the weather held. This place can be treacherous when the waves are high. If it weren't for the holy water, no one would ever come down here.
I'll be sure to watch my step.
It's cool that the wave stays. We only interrupted, like, time right in the middle. I guess because when you play the main game, you've still got to be able to see it. I was wondering if we would see the whole thing get released and the wave would, like, surge out.
Water flows to the sea, then rises into the clouds. Just like life, the end is not the end, only a new beginning. My ancestors chose this place because it was where the first boat landed.
And it's a good thing they didn't land closer to the surge.
Quite.
The water of the sea. I still can't help but be awed by it.
Oh? All that wave ever made me feel was pity and sorrow for the innocent life trapped inside it. The child my great-grandfather sacrificed to try to change his people's fate. It was wrong, an unforgivable sin. But I often wonder, will my descendants ever forgive me for what I have done? As tributary, I've faced many difficult choices. And though I've always striven to do what's best for my people, here we live in poverty, hidden away from the world. So have my choices denied them a better life, just as my ancestors denied Walyas his?
No. You would not forcibly sacrifice one of your people to save the others. You do the best you can for all of them, as do I. We share in their woes, just as we share in their joys. And the most we can do is try to bring them more of the latter.
Aye, you're right. And try I shall, to bring all of my people a better tomorrow. Walius included.
Then I wish you luck. If my time with the boy is any indication, he's going to be quite a handful.
Then we must start as we mean to go on, and give him the very best welcome we can.
Where to next, then?
Nice.
Back to the village, to find out if my brother has made the necessary preparations, or got his lackeys to do it for him.
So there's only one fight, but because there was, a fight on the first one, I was like, is there going to be a fight on the other two? But no, it's just a nice little moment instead. Very good.
We have the holy water. Is everything else in place?
All ready to go. Told you could count on me.
Then let us begin. Famiel, have your men summon everyone to the Witten Hall.
Right you are.
Ashula, wait. I don't know the words.
Don't worry, there aren't many of them. We'll have time enough to practice before people arrive.
Baby. Water baby. Oh, baby of water, you are a baby now.
My friends, we are gathered here today to welcome this child into our community by the rite of immersion, as has been our custom since the first reign. As tributary, I would normally perform the rite with the child's parents, but Walius's mother and father returned to the sea long ago. So I and my brother Famiel shall serve as his family, while the one who returned him to us shall bear witness in my stead. Clive, if you would step forward.
Like the rain that falls on the mountains tall, are we born.
Like the river that flows through the valleys below, do we live.
Like the boundless sea, where the currents run free, do we die, and to the clouds then rise again.
The circle of water is the circle of life, and today from the heavens falls rain anew. This child, Walius, now joins our stream, and he shall flow with us from the mountains to the sea.
That little yawn animation. And now we take the baby and we dip it in the water and spin it around and Clive casts tsunami on the baby. for full baptism. Yeah! The tiny water droplets are so cute.
You played your part to a T, Clive. Thank you. It means a lot to us.
I was honored to be asked. And terrified I'd miss.
Now that you're part of the family, young Walyas, my lad. Uncle Samuel can teach you the ways of the world.
Oh no, he can't.
Eh?
Don't be so hasty. Your brother's knack for self-preservation might serve him well.
Ha! You are never going to let me live that down, are you?
I'm gonna raise Walyas as if he were my own. Teach him everything I know about life, our people, and our past. But with all the mother crystals gone, he will grow up in a world without comforts. One where we only have ourselves and each other to rely on.
I'd say your people are better prepared than most to survive in such a world, Shula. To thrive, indeed, under your guidance.
Only if nature continues to smile on us. If we were to lose her gifts, we'd be left with nothing at all.
Yes. But it needn't come to that. Not if we can stop the spread of the blight. So long as we can save a single patch of soil, we can plant the seeds for a new world. One where we can all be free.
Perhaps then we might finally be able to step out from behind our curtain, eh? Till that day comes, I wish you good tide.
Thank you. We should be on our way.
Well, you be careful out there.
Aye, you steer clear of trouble now.
Likewise.
Nice. This was definitely the best quest to end on, because this actually feels like the proper ending with like the music, the dialogue, and the importance of this scene. Because it's like, oh, I guess we best be off, and then we go and do other side quests, you know? Sorry, I've got more to do, actually. So this actually felt like a really good finale to the Rising Tide in that instance. Very cool. The first rain talisman, oft called pennons on account of their flag-like nature, these quaint, hand-woven charms are believed to represent one's journey down the river of life from first rain to their ultimate return to the sea. Every Mysidian receives dozens of the talismans at their rite of immersion with hopes that their journey is as long as it is calm. The water of the river represents life, and though its course may twist and turn, it always flows in the same direction. Nice. There you go.
To think, we must be the first outsiders to have witnessed that rite in over a century.
Walyas has been waiting for it for nearly as long. He seemed pleased to be finally rejoining the family.
Now all we have to do is save that family. To change our river's course.
Nice. So there was some post-dialogue there, and then I guess we'll head back to the hideaway, because it was stated that there was more for us to do at the Rite Stone. We need Illudium and one more Fool's Gold, which we do not have.
Next time, then.
We're going to open the world map, and we're going to go back to the hideaway. And it's like, in terms of the Blight and the world without Mother Crystals, the northern reaches here in Mysidia look to be the best and the healthiest portion of the world, really. Okay, a new missive has been delivered to Clive's chambers, similar to how Famiel sent us the letter at the end of Echoes, and we did not read it until this DLC. Now I can actually do it here. The reading table. A New Hope! Clive, I pen you this note from the Witten Hall beneath the tapestry whose images for so long haunted my dreams. Outside, the air rings with Mander's soothing coos, the clangor of Pavart's hammer, and the rumble of his curses, and the whisper of the winds through the Elder's blessings. In short, almost everything is as it was before you came here. There is just one difference. The bundle that lies burbling happily beside me. One tiny difference, yet one that has changed everything. When my ancestors committed their greatest sin, it was not only Walias who was frozen in time. For 80 years, we motes of water have been bound by the spell they cast that day, unable to right their wrongs, unable to move forward. But now, like Walias, we are released. We can live again, on our own terms, where every life is equal and all equally cherished. You brought us this gift, and I have every belief that you will bring it to the world. Believe in yourself as we believe in you. So cool. And then, Walias will grow up one day and start a family and have children that are still the it's weird when you have a baby out of time and Shula's going to be like, yes, these are still my ancestors. These children, in a sense. It's weird. Like, you can be, you can grow up and be like, yes, this is your granddaughter, Shula. It's just very interesting to think about it that way. And I think the final thing on our wall of memories that we don't have is by completing all of those rite stones in the wild, which we have not done, which would be quite punishing to do, I assume.
You can always tell me.
There you go. I was just going to check this. You can talk to your NPC characters, your party members, about Mysidia.
I've been thinking.
About our time in Mysidia. We were there to save Walias and help redeem the motes of water.
But what of Shiva's dominant?
What of her legacy? Her redemption?
She sacrificed everything.
To conjure a spell that might provide her people a better future. I doubt she would have wanted to see those magics used to rob an innocent child of that very thing. When we calmed the Vare that day, we righted 2 wrongs.
And in so doing,
restored not only the life of one dominant, but the legacy of another. Do you know what would have been a perfect addition? A perfect addition to Rising Tide was because of Shiva's influence on Mysidia and that, freezing time thing. It would have been really good if we actually got some Shiva screen time, I think that's one of the very common criticisms of Final Fantasy XVI as a whole is Jill and Shiva. It would have been really cool.
Clive. Journeying through Mysidia
was like visiting another world, a world in which the motes of water yet endured and Leviathan the Lost was found. Not that everything there was so divorced from our own reality, Walias's imprisonment seemed quite of a piece.
For is it not the fate of every dominant?
To be the servant of the nation in which they are born, or else the slave, no matter their fears, their pain, or their suffering. Walias's torment differed only in its means and severity, but now it is at an end. He is free at last to live.
And so it falls to us.
To create a world where every man, woman, and child can do the same, no matter the blessings or the burdens with which they are born. Nice.
Shall we then?
Tomes will also have things added, of course, in terms of the active time lore, because we didn't check any of it. But I'll take a little bit of a look, just to see if there's anything...
Good morrow to you, my friend.
We'll see if there's anything that's like an expansion, on what we have already
if you have a question
experienced.
For me, I should be happy to answer it.
So we can just search the Rising Tide. Because of the Fallen. What order is this in? Because I don't think it's in any order. Where is the Rising Tide? Alright, so this is the stuff that we get in the Rising Tide. I want to just specifically look at some things, not everything, because most stuff we already, can glean from what we've experienced during the game. But the Timekeeper. Clad in iron from head to toe, the Timekeeper serves as both guardian of the air of hours and watcher of the Vare, defending his charge with both mighty sword and malevolent sorcery, bending time as a Cooper might a bilge hoop and descending on his victims before they can react. And before the Timekeeper became Guardian of the Vare, he was a northern bannerman in service of the dominant of ice, XVI, which is great because, in Final Fantasy XIV, you've got Assail, which is also relevant to Shiva in that story. When the spell ultimately failed and the Thanes turned their attention to their ill-starred assault on Rosaria, the two were separated, and when he returned to Mysidia to stand with his lady once more, it was too late. Yet still he remained loyal to the last, having pledged both life and afterlife to his lady, his spirit empowered with her song. So cool. And the Tonberry King. They are not of noble blood, nor do they rule over their tribe. They are simply those individuals who have survived long enough to accumulate significant amounts of rancor. Their hearts stained black with rage, these elders tend to be not only the most violent and bloodthirsty of their kin, but also the strongest and most nimble, despite their advanced years. Some believe that one may curse his enemy by making an offering to these kings, but science would suggest this is pure fantasy. And Tonberries are a race of beastmen native to the Northern Territories, while distinguishing features include dark green skin, an unnaturally round head, and a slightly hunched gait. Tonberries are probably best known for their unhealthy obsession with vengeance and the unnaturally sharp knives they carry to exact it. Slighting a Tonberry, even in the most insignificant of manners, will plant a foul seed in its heart that over time will take root and grow, driving the Tonberry to madness that can only be stemmed with murder. And should you harm one of its kin, prepare to face the rancor of the entire tribe. Clive has murdered countless Tonberries. He's got it coming, that karma. Vengeance is a central fixture in Tonberry culture, with societal value apparently being placed on the number of individual grudges a Tonberry accumulates over its lifetime. As such, most older tribe members are admired or even revered by their younger peers. Mysidian folklore suggests that one might redirect the rancor of these creatures to a personal enemy, or curse him, by leaving an offering on one of their many stone altars. This, however, can come at the risk of being cursed yourself should the enemy already be dead. And that's what happened. Leviathan, we actually got, there's quite a few that popped up here. Despite the prominence of the dominants in their icons in modern politics and warfare, recent history makes no mention of an icon of water. So long has it been, in fact, since Leviathan last appeared in Valisthea, that he is now almost exclusively referred to as the Lost. As to where exactly he went, though, no one is quite certain. But so long has it been since the icon of water last appeared in Valisthea, many forgot that Leviathan even existed. Old writings clearly speak of dominants past summoning great whale-like creatures capable of swallowing entire cities with their gaping maws. Visual records such as the famed Circle of Malleus tapestry also exist, depicting the icon as a giant serpent alongside its elemental brethren. And 80 years ago, a baby was born to the motes of water, a dominant, the first to awaken after decades of silence. Yet rather than embrace this miracle, they instead chose to use him for their own gain, subjecting him to a torturous rite that stirred the serpent slumbering inside him. Fearing the destruction of their village at the hands of an enraged icon, the motes cast a spell on the child, imprisoning him within time itself, where he remains trapped to this day, his anger stayed but not soothed. So the attempt to sacrifice a baby dominant with designs to create their own mother crystal, in doing so corrupted both the body and mind of Walius. Unaccepting of this taint inflicted by mankind on his once perfect creation, Ultima spurned the child, leaving him to his cruel fate while turning his eyes to another. So it is cool that there is a little bit of Ultima included. That was a nice touch. So you say here, a woman of the Northern Territories who breathed her last some 80 years ago. She had been employed by the Northern Thanes to weave a spell to stop time, hence their nation. When at last she perfected the spell, it was already too late to save the Mother Crystal, or the witch, her flesh nigh consumed by the crystal's curse. It was in this state, close to the death and abandoned by her people, the motes of water stumbled upon her. They cared for her as best they could, and in return for their kindness, she gifted them her spell. Woman of the Northern Territories. and dominant of Shiva before Jill, who breathed her last 80 years ago. She had been employed by the Northern Thanes to weave a spell to stop time. They brought her to Mysidia, where she labored night and day to perfect the magic that might save her nation, watched over all the while by a knight whose thoughts were only ever of protecting his lady. Very cool. And then we've essentially got your brand new characters. We've got Shiva, which has all dominants of Shiva are born among the descendants of the Motes of Ice, including Jill's predecessor in the role, the Witch of the North, who devised the spell to freeze time. Her ether yet lingers in the Vare she constructed atop the area of hours in Mysidia. Baby. Of which we get a lot for the baby. Different renders of baby. That's all I'll read for now. In regards to that one.
Always welcome, Clive.
Because a lot of it will be what we already know, but it's nice to read some background information against some of the big, important parts. And then here, what is going on? What is this? Oh, shit. And then, like, Sephiroth appears out of the void. The one-winged angel starts playing.
What is this?
Muthos, you plumbed the very abyss, yet still you hunger. We are impressed.
Is that so? Not again.
Priming with a blue hot flame. Whoa! Excuse me?
Power is ours, and now it is yours. Consider it a gift from us to you, a taste of things to come.
You still think I'm going to be your vessel?
The four-winged angel instead. Ultima! We've just been given Ultima's power? Taste to come.
I'll take your gift then, Ultima. Just don't expect it back.
What is going on? Ultimate power? Clive has been granted a portion of Ultima's essence. Attuning with Ultima not only neutralizes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic, but also allows access to several new divine abilities, such as Voice of God, a punishing attack that sends a concentrated beam of light from the heavens to scorch the very earth. Hello? Ultima's feat. Ascension allows Clive to levitate from the ground, transforming his normal square attack into a sweeping assault, capable of striking multiple nearby enemies at once. It also enhances his normal range spell into a 5-fold volley of holy arrows. In addition, pressing X allows Clive to rise up even further into the air, allowing easier access to flying enemies. Oh my god.
You hear me?
Dominion
Be yours.
Proselytize Ruin. Oh my god. What? Holy shit. Dude, this is so cool! What the fuck? Divine combo. Oh my... Oh! Collateral Advent. Advent children. Wow, okay. Dude! What, dude? Okay, and then I can keep going higher? Okay, I can go kind of rise. Oh, precision dodge has reap what you sow. And that does a lot of stagger damage. God, that dodge is crazy.
Farewell.
Damn. Deus Ex. Yeah. True. We're like literally provided with like a holy intervention and given the power of God. What the hell, dude? That is so cool. Our Deus Ex Machina power.
You, who ever rail against our gifts, remain all too eager to avail yourself of them. Perhaps you require more time to reflect.
Oh. Poof. Kairos gate unlocked. Kairos Gate is now accessible from the hideaways at each stone. It's a challenging endgame battle content which Clive must delve into the very circles of hell to tackle wave after wave of familiar yet ferocious enemies. Oh my lord, okay. Put your combat skills to the ultimate test. Restrictions on level gear and consumables are applied. Cool. I still don't have whatever this question mark thing is. Also, I should probably have a look at what was the Tide Strike? This is Leviathan's little blade. Chuck that on. So we got a bonus mode, and we've also got in our abilities menu Ultima's power. Ooh, okay. Little bonus one at the top here. Oh, dude, the way that it makes the wings around the side, that is art. Look at that. So, Voice of God, rise and call forth from the heavens a ray of pure ether to scorch the land. Dude. Yep. Ultimate demise. Draw in all smaller enemies, then overwhelm them with a singular eruption of magicked force. Jesus. Wow. Alrighty. Sounds fun. My god. New Game Plus is going to be fun with that. Means I can refund some of what we had over this way. Get rid of my diamond dust with Shiva because this stuff does a hell of a lot of stagger damage instead. We'll have... We don't really need to master any of these because I can pop them on my ability as per normal? That's wild. Alright, we should definitely have Ultima. God, both Voice of God and Ultimate Demise just seem crazy. Even Proselytize and Dominion for their stagger damage too. I think that I'll have this one, and then we'll have Ultimate Demise. That's crazy. So wild. Ultima, Odin, and Bahamut being like the triple ones to have. Wild! And with that one, we will now be bringing this episode of Final Fantasy XVI The Rising Tide to a close. Thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed our new adventure in the expansion of Final Fantasy XVI, and it's so cool that they've added even more content for us to go through in forms of battle challenges, as well as there being Final Fantasy mode that I have yet to complete yet, which I will probably end up doing in my own time, purely because as much as I would love to also continue playing and doing replays in Final Fantasy mode and challenges and all that, they just do not get views whatsoever whenever I replay content. Unfortunately, I wish that there was retained interest, but it's better to keep moving on to new and better things, and there's a ton of Final Fantasy content that I have yet to experience over many, many games, so I'll be excited to experiencing them as well. Who knows, maybe my Final Fantasy mode replay will be ages away, and then I might do it again, but we'll see. I think it might be a comforting playthrough to do on my own if I make time to play a game in my own time, similar to how I've done Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth hard mode on my own time. This is a similar thing. Regardless, I do hope you've enjoyed us exploring Leviathan and now Ultima's abilities for a little bit there, while also having this amazing story take place. I really, really do hope that we could get more with Final Fantasy XVI in the form of prequels or spin-offs or anything, because they've created such an incredible world with rich lore, and it's so enjoyable. And there's so much that they could do to also improve upon the gameplay that they've built here with more depth to the combat system as well. I would really love to see it continue. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.